the vault, make some noise. This is power, this is truth, this is fire. We're the spark that'll light your empire. We're the grinders, the makers, the dream machine, chasing visions through the Web3 stream. Break the mold, let the fire ignite. We're building in public, no fear, no fright. Amid the rugs and the fakes we shine, gliding through space, coding in time. The fold is ours, yeah, we're claiming the game. Astrocast is rising, remember the name. It's the future we write, it's a world we design. The fold is calling and the stars will align. The fold is ours, we're breaking the chains, riding the storms, we're embracing the game. From the depths of Aquata to galaxies wide, the Astro Kids conquer, the fold's on the rise. Yo, solo explorers building the base, from an island of dreams to the vastest space, transforming the grind into indie gold. Bear the torch, we're breaking the old. This ain't just a game, it's a movement away from the sea to the stars. It's the future we pave, a limited run, but the fire's alive. Exclusive mint, watch the legends arrive. Builders of the bear, we're taking it there. From nothing to something, to the cosmos we tear. Through the void, through the dark, we declare. Yo, step up, step in, feel the beat drop. Indie revolution, and we won't stop. From collectors to coders, we're setting the bar. Rising like rockets, we're aiming for stars. The vault is ours. We're breaking the chains, riding the storms, we're embracing the game. From the depths of Aquata to galaxies wide, the Astrocast conquer, the vault's on the rise. Yeah, we're carving the path, and it's burning bright. Indies, take note, this is your fight. The vault is calling, and we're answering loud. Heads high, fists raised, we're making you proud. Yeah, we're carving the path, and it's burning bright. Indies, take note, this is your fight. The vault is calling, and we're answering loud. Heads high, fist raised, we're making you proud.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Astrocast. Thanks so much for joining. You're gonna put up with this voice a bit today because it's winter. But let's get on topic right away. If you're new here, this is the World, and the World is an indie studio. We're bringing a universe where games, comics, and digital collectibles come together to create unforgettable experiences. In our flagship real-time strategy game, Islands of Aquatica blends rich storytelling with competitive gameplay, while our Astro Kids IP expands across comics and in-game lore, inviting players to become part of a living narrative. We focus on community-driven value by using Web3 tools, not just for speculation, but to create genuine engagement and reward alignment. Our Astro Kits are our NFT. You could still get them. There's just a few left. So check out the link on the X. So we're gonna bring in, of course, our big boss, Mr. BK. We'll skip the introductions today.
Yes.
You all know
So
him already.
actually, today I'm
Go
going to
for it,
give
man.
Alex a break so that you can relax a bit. I think it's really bad. I hope you're doing good. Thanks for making it up and joining the Astrocast.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today is a very special episode we want to focus on. It's basically like, introducing the real minds behind the world, the people who are in the behind the scenes of like, what we are building. So before that, we actually wanted to share our journey, how we evolved as an indie studio, and how our team expanded over a period of time. So this all began in 2022, but before that, I've been working as a game developer, and I was doing freelance projects for like almost 8 years, and I am one of the top 3% people all over the world with respect to game design and development during that phase. And I always had like interest of creating my own storyline. So I had this story for quite some time, and I've been planning on building this. But that is when I actually first got introduced to the communities of Solana, and I thought like this could be a place where I can bring my vision to reality because as an indie, it is really tough to survive in Web2 gaming market. So we thought this could be a good place where people become much associated with the project and be with you throughout the phase. Of course, the things are not the same. In 2022, communities were a lot better, but now the community is turned into more of flippers, traders. So it's a bit diluted, but there are a few people who are still looking to back their real projects and like be go on a journey with them. So we are such projects like looking forward to have those community members, and we continue to build. So in 2022, I started as a solo developer, and I had one more developer friend who used to work with me. So we just opened a Discord and we started building and started posting things and ideas in public in Twitter, and that's how it started. And we built for like 1 year. We worked on the infrastructure to understand how the whole Solana blockchain works, and like the backends of it, the nitty-gritties of it, and how we can deliver a very good gaming experience while also having the blockchain functionalities. Like, let's say, for example, the Astrocast card, which is collectible. Like once you collect that, you have some special perks inside the game, right? So this needs to be seamlessly integrated, and there is a challenge of keeping every logic on blockchain because no gamer wants to pay for every single transaction, for every game action that's happening. So we wanted to crack the right balance, and that is when we were going through a lot of initial phases of refining the gameplay, refining the mechanics around that, and then slowly we started expanding, and that's when Alex joined as one of the community member at a point of time. So maybe Alex, I don't want to like take too much and trouble you much, but maybe a quick intro on like how are you entered into gaming. What is the passion behind this, and what led you to World, and how it is on World, like working with World.
Right. So yeah, I've been gaming as far as I remember, over easily over 35 years ago. I've
Oh wow, that's OG.
yeah, yes. I Some of my first memories are like playing Galaga and Dig Dug and things like that. The really OG stuff that we had at the time, at least available. And uh, I actually didn't get directly into the gaming industry till 2016. Um, and I became a game tester professional with a couple of companies. And I worked with very big names, tested very big games that are out there now, and um, and then I've discovered Web3 gaming, and I wanted to work with a specific company um, in Web3 gaming, but I didn't have any experience. I started searching with other ones that I could join, so I could then have experience to get into that one, and started learning about Web3 gaming, which is very confusing to me in the beginning. But then as people started explaining, I started understanding the power and the value of it, because I think everyone is a bit brainwashed by all the negativity around that is what I call the propaganda of the fiat that they do. Um, it's crazy. I open my bank app and I have watch out for crypto scams, but they never say watch out for credit card scams or they never say that. And it's a whole propaganda that never stops. But yeah, once you get past that, you will learn that Web3 gaming and its power. And yeah, I was searching for cool projects. I literally just searched, like I told you, I searched for hashtag Web3 gaming or something like that, and I found your project. I saw some really cool graphics and art, and I joined and stuck around and started seeing a lot of cool and promising stuff. And yeah, that's how I found myself in the world, really enjoying the process and supporting indie development and seeing your passion and your energy and how much you know and how much you are just dedicated to the scene, and just that energy just taught me a lot, and I yeah, aspire to do that as well in the future one day, have my own idea, maybe create my own thing. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun to be here and to learn and to see how it developed. Yeah, so that's basically it.
That's great. Right? So like just to add on to this, like the main reason why I also feel that we connect is we don't have this type of relation where it's it's a project and we have to work for a project. So here in world, I strongly believe every person in the team is working to become the better version of themselves, and eventually that's happening while building world together. And I think that's where the magic happens at world, and that's why we as a team right now, it might be started as an indie developer, but now it's everyone leads their own vision, everyone leads their own direction. And you won't believe our team size, we are like very small, less than 10 people, and the development team is like 6 people working on like full time on this project. And we have huge ambitions, and we are successfully we are also building everything in public, right? So we have been posting things continuously, so we are doing our best. And with that being said, and thank you so much for this, Alex. I wanted to ask you more questions, but I don't want to trouble you more this time. Maybe we can just pass it on for the next time to actually go through more detailed questions later. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, no,
yeah,
thanks for having it. It was it's a great pleasure. I'm gonna be listening to everyone else, but I'll probably drop out and try to get some rest because it's not good.
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
see you
Please, please,
guys
please.
soon.
Get well soon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bye bye.
Bye for now.
And bye bye. So let me bring in our next, the legend behind all our 3D models, the one who takes the ideas like on a digital sketch, very, very basic, low, high fidelity prototype, and then brings in his vision and ideas into life by creating those art pieces into 3D models. So I would like to invite Anag onto the Astrocast. Hi, Anag.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello, I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, 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 doing great, doing
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Uh,
looking fresh today.
so, oh yeah. So I actually got some rest yesterday. So
Nice, nice.
also yeah, getting back on track.
Correct.
So now, Arun. So as you have you've been with us as one of the most for one of the longest periods, I guess, from last year. We have been
Yeah.
working together for quite some time. And but before we get into how we operate and share some the secret sauce of indie studio, would like to know how you started with gaming and what's been your journey throughout the phase. And how did you what is world for you right now?
Yeah, right. So I am actually only a few years short of how much Alex have been playing games, like around 20, 25, 26 years I've been playing games. So yeah, pretty close, and I think I'll give him a tough fight. But yeah, that I share that passion with him. But yeah, how Wald touched something inside. So it was like my love for space. Growing up, I was playing a lot of Dead Space games, a lot of Space Marine games, and reading about the novel, the three body problem, if you ever heard about that. So space always intrigued me. So this project, was kind of a big deal, like working on something sci-fi, space related, and all that stuff. So there was no other question, or if I want to do something else, like this fit perfectly in something that I want to do. That was creating art for games, and this was
Right.
a perfect topic for that. So yeah, so
Yeah.
it blended seamlessly, and us being a small studio and all, me being able to work on my own rigged personal setup and creating art. That is, yeah, that is life right now.
That's great to know. Actually, that's the best part, right? Like even when I started, like we got introduced by a common friend, Tushar. He
Yep,
was
Tushar.
back then working on the Unreal part. Like I was hoping for, like I we need some person who can bring those creative thoughts to life, because we wanted. I always wanted someone who can take the whole creative load and, like make it work, just from a few ideas. And the moment I met you, I just got introduced, and I think from then onwards there is no looking back. And you have been not just designing 3D models, but you have been, like brainstorming with me regarding game designs, like
Right.
setting up the environments and all that stuff. I really thoroughly enjoy this process of building things with you. But yeah,
Same here, same
before
here.
maybe yeah. Well, before we dive into the nitty-gritties of that, let me also bring on Vivek onto the stage. Our Unreal, he heads the Unreal development. Hi, Vivek.
Hello guys. Hi,
Hi.
hi.
Uh,
What's up, guys?
yes,
How are
sir.
you?
So, doing great, doing great.
Doing
How
good.
are you?
Yeah, I'm also doing good.
Very good.
Yep.
Yes, actually, we just finished the call before this Astrocast. Alright. So, just to just a small intro about you. Like, how did you start with gaming, and then what was your journey throughout the professional career, and, like why you ended up being a game developer? What's your
Oh,
passion behind it?
so, like, I have been playing games, like from my childhood. So the thing was like I didn't have access to, like, the proper computer, or like to play games. So I used to go in cyber cafes. I used to go to my friends. Oh, give me this, give me that. I used to spend 8 hours in the cyber cafe, and that also full, doing some jugaad,
Yeah.
selling some stuff, getting money, going to cyber cafes, like full. So that was the era. And then I started working, getting some money, building. Then got a very nice build PC, started playing games and all those things. And the thing was like I am a telecom engineer. Okay, so
Same, by the
so
way.
oh, he is also.
Same. I'm an instrumentation guy.
Yeah, not doing the
Actually,
degree we studied for.
Yeah. So I got a job after engineering. The job was good, proper corporate stuff, very chill life and everything. So, but then one day it struck me, like, I don't want to keep doing this for lifetime. Even though I was getting
yeah.
good money and all, but what will I do? It was feeling like, I just need to go somewhere and do something. So lockdown happened. So I was like alone. There was nothing to do. So I was thinking, like, let's learn something. So the first thing that struck me was like, let's do something related to game. The best thing I could do is game development, and started from there. And yeah, never turn back. Just enjoying the process. Hmm?
Nice,
Yeah,
nice, nice. So I think we were also introduced through the connections, right? Like I
yeah,
think,
yeah. Anak.
yeah, yeah. Anna Ganag actually introduced, and
Yeah,
then yeah, we never looked back after that. Yeah, that's actually great to know. Like, to touch base on the telecom engineer, I just wanted to share, one
Yeah.
aspect of how I actually began in this one as well. Like,
Hmm.
I was basically into robotics, so I was building automated machines for companies, and
Mm.
I was also creating hardware gadgets. So that was and I love it. It's not like I don't
Ha.
like it or something. I love it, and I was deep into that. I did the publications as well. I got 3 papers published, and I was going in that. But building a product is really, really hard. It is harder than building a game. But one day I was working with I was called for a project in L&T. They were assembling some power machines, stuff. So I had to replace, automate the whole thing. So I created the designs for them, and then when we are like telling them, they told me, okay, this machine is going to replace 40 people. So it's like
Oh.
40 people are basically losing the job. So that's what I have witnessed at that moment. And this is going to be radically changing tech that's going to happen in the future. My belief towards this is the whole future is going to change in a very drastic manner in the next 1 to 2 decades. And that's when I thought, okay, what would happen, and what if from then, that was my actual origin of thinking what could be the things, and my passion towards robotics. So even as we discuss about islands of aquatica, you can see a lot of machineries that are practical, that are basically possible in the distant future, and they can be manufactured. But we have some fantasy element
Yeah.
added to that for the game's sake. But you can see, right, all the machines are actually doable.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And now I get it where the references are coming from.
exactly. So that moment, I was like, okay, I think it is very important for us to talk more about this and let more people know about this vision, especially
Mm, mm.
the next generation who are not aware of what all these things are happening. So that's when I started ideating, but it was like a dull idea. But I started learning Unity in 2015, and that was my first project. And then it went on, and now we are building the vision that has been originated for a long time. So yeah, just wanted to touch base. I think I never shared this with you guys as well.
No, no, no. Trust
Maybe
me.
with Anak, I guess, but not with
Yep, yep.
everyone. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's how it went. So yeah, before we get into that, I will also like to bring in. No, actually, let's get into the workflow, and then let's invite our the next legend behind our Twitter, the intern, and and one of the best social media persons. He doesn't bullshit around, but yeah, Jason, maybe yeah. Right now, you can just come on and introduce yourself. Are you on?
That was
Reveal
a
Yes.
yourself.
Hello,
that
hello.
was a too big of intro for me. For the work I do, I just yap with people on Twitter, nothing else.
But you do yap really well, so that's a
No,
good
no,
thing.
no, no.
We have multiple people coming around and they don't know what they're doing, but you actually put your heart into like what we are building, try to understand
Thank you,
what we are do what we do on daily basis, and keep that vision to public. So that means a lot for us, and yeah.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. But I guess the work that you three do, the team in development do, I guess that's very more of important. If you won't make things, I won't have anything to put out. That's the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a teamwork altogether, right? So we all need
of
to work
course, of
and
course.
pull together. So yeah, what's your passion towards gaming? Because the
Oh,
when you actually started, we met in super team events,
yes,
multiple
yes, we
times,
do.
and I also got a great recommendation from who is one of
Oh,
my best friends and a brother. So that was the validation, and I did not think anything much. I said like, okay, and from then onwards, whatever you are doing, I have been that has been a great thing. So how's your journey like? And yeah, I know you are very young, but yeah, you can you can
so
happily share.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh, for me too, gaming has always been a part of me. Like I can imagine, like from age of 3, I'm going to be 23 soon. So like for 20 years, I have been gaming almost regularly.
Uh,
So yeah, previously it was like playing on very small, like low level PCs. Eventually, right now I got a good machine, so I can play a good levels of game. But gaming has always been a part of me. It's really good. And with World, it was like I wanted to be an astrophysicist, which is a person who studies about physics of space. So like that was very first connection. And apart from that, I don't know if you remember, we met at Bangalore Hacker House, and
Mm.
right at that time, you were explaining me how this is going to work out, what you are thinking to build, and whatnot. So by the time, like, I was like, how can a man be so passionate about something what he is building? So that was a really a point for me that, oh, like, and post that also to everyone I have talked about, they have always said good about you, that like the only thing, like the thing which is common always is ki BK has stick to one project for 3 years, which is very rare in crypto, where things are always in hype, like it goes up, it goes down, there is a new meta every new week. But the way you have stick it is like quite commendable on. So yeah,
Yeah,
that was
actually,
it.
game
And then
development is.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry, please carry on. Yeah.
that was main thing for me. And I like I'm just starting out my career. I'm right out of college 6 7 months ago.
Mm.
And
Mm.
like I want to work with good people, and I think I have found a really good group over here. Like people are passionate about things. Gaming is our common love for all of us right now, and it's good to be here, good to be part of world.
Nice, nice. No, actually, yeah, to add up to your point, like game development is no easy task. People think that like
Absolutely.
you can push games like instantly, but it needs a lot of iterations and a lot of things.
Lot of
Alec
things.
knows how many assets we scrapped and how many. I think right now whatever you everyone is seeing out is the third iteration, right? This is not even the
I
first
know.
iteration. We scrapped
Yeah.
like two different iterations before, and we are doing this. So yeah. So thanks for coming out of your comfort zone and try be on the screen so that we can share more updates. So let's dive into the actual topic. So sorry for the long introductions, but I think there are some community members inside our chat who want to learn more about our team as well. So we also have other team members. We'll bring it in the end. We already passed like 30 minutes, so I just wanted to touch base on the game design part and the indie flow, and then we'll bring in our other team members so that they can say hi and introduce themselves as well. Okay. Cool. Yeah, let's dive into this thing. So, Anand, so we have been
Yep.
working on the island of Aquatica, so which we started a building public series. So, we planned the whole storyline, and based on the storyline, we thought of creating the storyline and also the multiplayer aspect together. But after recent market conditions and how things behave, we have made a very strong decision that we want to focus majorly as a game first company than a blockchain based company. Of course, we all love blockchain, and the main reason why we are using these assets and collectibles are if you see Pokemon or if you see other games and stuff, we have this collectible cards which are like graded somewhere else, and there are so many duplicates of that. And that was my first motivation, where you could have your assets on chain that are verifiable at any point of time in the history, right? So we are building an IP, and a bigger IP should stay non-tamperable. Like that's what this facilitates, and that is always there. And all the features we integrated from the blockchain are anyways in the backend. It's not visible to the normal users. So what we are initially aiming right now is to uh, take the game to the gamers so that we can bring more gamers onto this Web3 experience so that they can understand. Because it's like for every gaming studio right now, it is like trying to fill a huge tank of water where there is only one spoon of water available in the market. So it's like there are no people to actually talk to, or who can resonate with these ideas. So that is the reason why I think this team related Astrocast would be very important, so that we can share how a indie game studio works, so that whoever is building games on Solana or any other blockchain, or as a matter of fact just building a game, they can actually take these insights from us. And if you have your experience, you can also share in the comments, or you can join our Discord, which will be attached in the comments. So So before diving into this, so what we did is we wanted to ensure that we have a gameplay out so that everyone gets the first-hand experience of how Aquatica is and what the environment is like, how the game works and functions. So what we did is we decided we'll have a PvE mode, which is player versus enemy, where you have different types of creatures on the planet, on the island, and then they rule a particular zone. And as the player levels up in a real time strategy environment, where like the whole game is running live, it is real time, and you get to choose land on an island, and from there you start setting up your analyzers, processing units, 3D printers, assemblers, and then use them to craft your items, set up your base, and also expand your base by defeating the creatures on that particular island, and expand your base, and eventually build a kingdom. So that's why we are calling it as Islands of Aquatica, the kingdoms. So for this,
And
we have done multiple changes, and so we just want to touch base on one single workflow. Let's say for now, we would say like we are taking one single machine. So that machine, how we think from scratch, and then how we end up having that mission functional in the game. So after you, Anag, so you can start with how we start with this process, and then maybe pass it on to Vivek, and we can complete the closed loop. How it works.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So, being a indie company, we are definitely, short with people on hand, and like there's no loose end or anybody who has lack of work or anything like that. Most of the people are doing 2 or 3 things, planning that, and that is very good at this point of stage, because everybody gets to learn a lot more than what they could have in a bigger studio, because we have multiple facets of study, facets of art, facets of development that we can get our hands on. Whereas in a bigger studio, what happens is you're compartmentalized to a smaller section. So what we do here is for the specific islands part. What we did, me and BK, is we sat and just sketched up concepts, like bare bone concepts by pen and pencil. Like that was the bare bones of it. Yeah, like BK has everything in his mind how he wants the machines to be. I think if AI, does something that fits a brain chip in his mind, he can just be a concept artist. So
No.
yeah, because yeah, he cannot draw, but he can definitely tell the concept right. So if
But the
he's
frequency, right? You grab it with the same
exactly.
frequency, which is what makes the magic.
Exactly. If there's an AI which teaches how to draw, he's a concept artist. Like that one step of human evolution has been missing.
Soon.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, so we just do that, and I take up all the machine parts and what needs to be in the machine. Say for example, analyzer. So what is an analyzer? It analyzes your materials, it analyzes blueprints and whatnot. So what does it need? It needs a scanner, it needs a rotating machine, it needs a CPU, it needs a processing unit, it needs a screen to display on stuff. So we divide that machine into the bare most components, the smallest components that we can find. Then what I do is I take a lot of reference, create a huge reference board of how I want the assets to be, how I want the style to be, how the shapes should be, whether there should be light somewhere, or do we want some specific movement on this part of the machine. So first we draft all that, create a board. I think Miro is our go-to tool, and that helps us a lot. And then what we do is move that to our 3D artist. Sometimes I also get my hands dirty and create 3D models and stuff. That's interesting. So yeah, shout out to Aniket and Dhruv. They do a phenomenal job in creating machines and understanding mine and BK sketches. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's the challenging part.
yeah.
Understanding the sketches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So once they're done with the model part, how sorry, I skipped one process. So the modeling is not plain and simple. What we do is we create a high poly model that has all the nooks and crannies and all the details of a machine. So there are coils, there are nuts, there are bolts, and everything that you can find on a real machine. Then we create a low poly model for it to be a game ready object, so as to not bog down your PCs, however high end they may be. Then all of that is baked onto a low poly model. That is the texturing process. This process, has a lot of iterations because textures are kind of a, you see it and you have a defined set in mind, like this would look good in black and white. But once you apply it and then you think, oh no, maybe we can try this color out, try that color out. Maybe this can be black, this can be white. So yeah, that's an iterative process. Multiple iterations happen, and that is how we get that asset model and texture ready. After that, what I do is I put everything together. I separate out the models that need to be rigged separately. So if there's an arm, there's a scanning object that moves around somewhere, there's separate bones placed. That is where the blender tool comes in, which specifically helps this rigging process a lot easier than any other tool for an indie studio, because we don't have to get a huge chunk of money into those high end tools and have a free rigging tool with us, which saves up a lot of time.
Yeah.
Almost it would take around a day or two to create rigs on that level if we were doing it on Maya or 3ds Max, which I've previously worked on, and I know how difficult that is, and it doesn't look that good. So Blender helps a lot in that aspect, and we have a rigged model ready with a few animations here and there in almost like a day or two. And yeah, that's the entire workflow for creating a model from start to end in these machines.
Yeah.
Man.
So this is
So
analyzer is like one of the smallest machines we have created. So I think we just touch base on this because this Astrocast we want to dedicate it more towards like getting all the team members involved. So we'll just keep it with this one, and then maybe if people wanted more of this, then we will do more like we can do it like monthly one series from the team so that we can share more updates. So now the model is this also has a lot of pros and pros, right? Like there are so many things like let's say Dhruv and Aniket, like they are the main design people who actually model things upon like how Anand gives all the designs and like and if it's very challenging for them, then he's the one who guides them. And once that is done, there will be like to and pro. There are like daily calls every day. Everyone connects and like discusses all these things, and modifications come along, and then we take feedback from even community. If they have some recommendations, we also consider those inputs and do it. And after that is done, that will be passed on to Vivek. So Anna will put that into Unreal Engine and now goes to Vivek. So what's your workflow like?
Yeah, so my workflow is like most workflow is like just to understand the concept before, because like coding and all is easy, but like to understand the concept and creating frameworks that are very good, so that I need to communicate with most of the people. So first thing is like Anag and BK. Okay, these people sit and write down a full mechanic of a machine or any or any part of the game. Okay, so these people get down some data, then they get down like how it should work, in what state it should be, how it should be. So I need to sit with them, I need to take everything inputs from them, and then I need to again connect with Anag, and how is the 3D model, what should rotate, what should animate, what how it should be done. Then I need to again connect with BK, what should happen when I click on which button, what should animate, when I click on which button, what should I get. So this is all. Then I need to sit, after getting all this data, I sit and create a flowchart kind of thing. Okay, so I use if once the flowchart is ready, I again connect with BK. I will show him, this is my flowchart. I just go through it, like this should be a modular, because this game we are making, okay, it is not like something like a very small game. Like we will keep adding assets, we'll keep adding multiple things. So whatever we make, that should be very modular. Like in the long run, we should keep adding assets. So that's why whatever I come up with, I show it to BK, because BK has a very good knowledge in game development and frameworks, architectures. So then I show it to him. Once he gives me some changes, he approves it, however it goes. And then again, I'm back and forth. And once everything is done, then I sit and start developing it. And once it's developed, then again, I get a video, or on a call, I show it to these guys. Okay, this is ready now. These people will find some bugs. Then I sit on removing those bugs. Yeah, it's fun. It's very fun. So this is like this full process begins. And once a machine is ready, we just create like an aesthetically looking UI for it, if it's working. And once that is done, that is kept aside, and then we start on the new machine.
Thanks for that detailed workflow, because I think this is where most of the people, I have seen so many small teams start and fail miserably. One of the main reasons is they get directly into getting into work before all this
Hmm.
planning.
Hmm.
So people don't give enough weightage. They think that we are very small people, we need to work, 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 and that basically eventually. If there is an issue that happens and we cannot trace back and we cannot figure it out,
Hmm.
so this phase what we go through, like every one of us, this. And by the way, these SOPs are not set by one person. It's we
Iterate.
work, we fail, we work, we fail, we work, we fail, and eventually we even have some challenges in between. Sometimes we get stuck, but our experience working in this industry and our problem solving skills, we figure out any issue much faster way. So we there is not a moment where we are stuck for more than 2 days, I guess, so far. Like that's the reason why we were able to ship more iterations, and this flow has been great. And what Anag and Vivek, they told is the analyzer mission. That is one of the simplest missions we are building for this IOA. And yeah, once that mission is done, then there is thing how do you place that mission, and then whatever uh, Vivek he's been building, he needs to ensure that everything works with the game server, because unlike other games, we don't keep anything on client, we keep everything on the server. So it is a server authoritative game. So what you see in the client is just the visuals, so that it is more secure, and we can avoid some hacks and bot attacks in the as we grow. We need to take care of that things as well. So we have a game server, so we have all the game logic and all the code in the game servers, and they communicate with all the objects, that is devices, animals, creatures, robots, defenses, everything. And based on that, the game functions, and we have a lot of functionality on top of it. So for I think now, for the people who are listening over here, they have a question. Okay, why game development takes time? This is the reason. There is a lot of there is a lot of work that goes through every single step we build. And making hyper casual games and fun games, that's a different thing. But when you are building an IP that is as strong as what we are building, then we need to be very careful. So I would like to maybe Anag, we can be really quick. We were discussing about the Titans recently, right? Like the main core elements of this one. So just to create one Titan. So Titans are basically the support heroes of Astrocast. They find the blueprints and they craft some things from that. So maybe you would like to touch base on that a bit on Titans as well, what the thought process, how we value the vision of what we are trying to bring to life.
Yes, yes. Listen, can you just put that on screen?
Sure, sure, sure.
Yep.
Oh, you got something? Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
This one, right?
Okay.
So the
Uh,
one before this,
One, the colored one or the
colored one,
other
yes,
color one?
colored
colored.
one, colored
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Exactly. So the concept behind Titans is the hero goes, our hero, the Leo Astro Kid, goes on to missions. He fights creatures, and he encounters like these different types of alien, bigger than human-sized monsters and all that stuff on this planet Aquatica. And once he kills them, he gets a blueprint. he or she gets a blueprint. So that blueprint is basically creating a model or a robot that is similar to the creature or monster that he destroyed right now. So this was the basic idea of how titans are formed. Now, what they are helpful in, once you have a bigger army that is just bots, some are ranged, some are close, some are siege. So that those are just physical numbers. But if you have a titan bot in your army, that boosts up certain parameters of your army. So if you have a ranged army that is 100 robots filled with 100 sniper rifles, you will have some firepower, 100 snipers, you have got some good firepower. But you have a monster that is somehow going to affect the range of your army bots, that will take your army from, like 2x power to 10x power. You can easily destroy bases, destroy everybody else. And it is kind of a fun element to see how we transform the basic monster, that is this crab, to the robot. So now we see the second image right now, that is in development. The second image. Yes,
This
thank you. Yep. So this is the current, our first iteration of what we are working on right now. This is what happens usually. We take the main monster model that is created in one way, and then we move it to the machine part. So how a machine works, there are joints and there are panels, and the body is covered with fiber and plastic and metals and all that stuff. So to keep everything very very simple, we just create panels and the joints to make it look like the crab. So as you can see, wherever there are joints and whatever moves, we have a circular wheel or something that rotates everything. I think everybody can. Yes. So that
Yeah.
is the, yeah. That is the basic idea behind it, and all the panels above it will be converted into metal parts. That is the white and black metal theme that we have, and the tail, everything along with that, just gets into a robotic model. And we have camera for eyes. So yeah, that's the thing. So that
This
is,
is so cool. I think you haven't shared this with me as well. This is a surprise for me too. I think it's.
yes,
But they just started it today.
yesterday, yes.
Okay. That's so cool. Yeah. So
Yeah, I think in the second
I
image
think
we can see it better.
Mhm.
The one you
Yeah,
just
from the
click on it.
back. Yeah,
Yep,
from the
yep,
yes.
yes.
Oh wow, this is so cool. I can really picturize that. And there
Mhm.
is also a specific reason why we use blacks and whites as a color thing, because this is where I believe Web3 actually changes the whole ecosystem. That is the creator economy, where our designs and our textures and all these plans are basically designed in such a way that any artist can craft their own designs on top of our machines, and they could basically sell those arts. So that is the creator platform which eventually we will enable. But I think, yeah, that's a small glimpse of what we tell, and maybe we can discuss more about that in the next session with the team, and or maybe with some other guest who is into creator economy as well. Yep, but thank you so much for joining, and sharing these wonderful thoughts. Before we close, we have some more team members. Maybe we can just bring them in and then say hi and just introduce them before we. Hey, Sardak, hi Dhruv. So Dhruv is another designer who works with Anag, and Sardak is the front end and the back end full stack dev who works with me during the all the web related things. And the cool website you have seen the world.com, that is built by this legend. And yeah, maybe just give a quick introduction, how you started with designing Grow, and what's your passion, how is it working, and how did you find it with World, and same next we can go with the with Sadik as well, if you want to. Yeah. Oh, mic ain't working. Okay.
no,
So maybe Sadik, you can start with yourself. He's a very young and talented person. So are you?
Hi everyone, how are you?
Hi,
Hello.
hi, good, good.
Hello. Yeah,
Hello,
hi.
how are you?
I am Sarthak. I am a full stack dev and I am currently working with the world for around a year and a half as of now. And
Yeah.
throughout my experience, the best thing that I have been and the thing that I can you can say share the most is you can say the experience or the growth that I have you can say have in the
Mm,
team. The team is really fantastic. Like everybody is like here, you can say it's more on like personal growth and building a project together. It's like a whole package coming together.
yeah.
So everybody here
Yeah.
just contribute and help each other and just build. Like personally, I have grown a lot. I don't think so. If I've been anywhere else in the world, I would have you can say the skill set that I have grown, and the amount of you can say skills other than the tech stack or the technology or the you can say management skills
Mm,
and everything else that I have learned. I don't think so. I would have, you can say, acquired that kind of skill and acquired that kind of mindset anywhere else. So thanks to all of this, and apart from the project, this is there are a lot of things that we have learned, and we, you can say, building this thing. We, you can say, doing a lot in it,
mm.
which is
No,
I'm
like,
very thankful for all of it.
hey, thank you for being a part of our team, and see that's the best part of World Ed. I always tell this one thing to team or whoever joins us, you always aim to be the best, become your best version. That's what I follow in my life. Tomorrow I want to be a better person than today. And if we all work towards that, and we all share the same passion, then that's what world is, right? So eventually we want world to be a self-sustaining ecosystem where community builds things on top of world, and community utilizes the things of world. So world is a virtual world. That's the whole idea of the name itself. VORLD, it's a virtual world where communities come together, build together, and create universes that lives for life. So I think our team is a great example of how, because we work as a community. We never you guys are working towards this, working towards your passion, giving your best, and I am trying my everyone has their own requirements, right? They need to survive, and they need to go ahead, and I'm just providing for that in the way I can. And we are all working towards the same vision of making this as a one of the biggest IPs of this decade, and that's the goal. That's what we are aiming for, and hopefully we reach that goal as soon as we can. We have been putting our efforts, and I think with team like this, if we are not doing it, then no one can do it. So yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. And Dhruv, is your mic available? You want to hop on, or
Yes, am I audible?
Yep.
yes, sir. Yeah,
Hello,
he's
hello
one
guys.
of the recent members of our team. It's
I
been
think
like
I'm the most
4 months.
recent. I
Yeah, most
joined in
recent.
9 December was the date I started.
Oh wow, you remember the data, right? Yeah, it's been 4 months almost. Yes, sir. So how's your what is your association with games, and how did you end up doing game art, and
I
some
won't
thoughts
lie.
around
I'll
that?
be honest. After passing my 12th class, I was like, "Hey, I don't want
Uh,
to study anymore." So I searched like courses. So one of them was like, "Just go into designing. You won't have to study." And
oh, okay.
after I started studying then and learned about 3D modeling, it was like I
Mhm.
felt I was made for 3D modeling and texturing on all the process. After that, I learned about that there are also types of 3D modeling. You can like sub-D modeling and high poly, low
Mm.
poly, and many things.
Yeah, there are multiple, and one thing I want to give a shout out, we actually, I think me and Anak, we were discussing and gave him the analyzer. I think he was testing on the analyzer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like before joining, he literally came up with a prototype in hours. In hours, we were like, what? How can someone be so fast in doing something and also understanding the idea so well? Kudos to you. I really have to give a shout out on that.
Thank
You
you.
are one of the fastest designers I have seen in my career. Great work on that, bro.
Well, I was just randomly asked on Fiverr, would you like to work? So I thought like,
Yeah.
he wants a model to be made, and I would make him for like 20 or 30 bucks. So then he was like, "Would you like to work with us?" And when I started, I think it felt Like
Yeah,
felt good.
that was very random, right? We just started in like a couple of days
Yes,
or
it,
something. We
it was.
just
Yeah.
started.
It was very random, very random. I was just
That's
sitting there in my
crazy.
house and waiting. Said the message popped up like, "Would you like to work for us?" I'm like, "Okay, you guys
Uh,
seem cool."
that's great. I think it's great to have these type of sessions. But we would love to know if we might let's run a poll in Discord as well. Maybe drop this link and let the community watch. And if they want this series and they want more of this, then I think we can also do this more, right? More often. Maybe touch base on individual complex models sometimes, and also share updates on how the project is turning out. And maybe in the next we can actually have a gameplay ready and showcase the gameplay in the next team Astrocast session, not the guest one but the team one. So hopefully. And Jason was telling there is a huge surprise for all of us, and I've been eagerly waiting. So Jason, off to you.
Yes, yes. So it's not a very big update, but it's quite like a good step towards what we are doing. So Twitter is a good place to be for Web3 folks, but we have realized this in some time that true gamers are not on Twitter. Actually, they are on Reddit. Little more analysis from my side. I have a like Discord server of friends all over the world. There are people from Turkey, complete Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Africa, Mauritius. Like
Hmm.
we have quite remote parts of world. So there I have realized that many of them don't even use Instagram because it destroys their mental health. So, but they are on Reddit. So that
Yeah.
and this was a good input from BK and Anand that we should have a subreddit. So finally we have it over here. I will quickly share the link in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's live.
it's
Oh,
live.
that's good.
It's clear and live. And
Let's
from
go.
now, like it's a, I believe it's a better way to communicate over there. The thread system what Reddit offers us is it's a good way to
Hmm.
discuss things. So it's live, you can see. So what type of content you can expect over there is will be a bit technical, bit more indie, like how we do things, and looking towards feedback on things. On Twitter it's more
Hmm.
about having fun, having conversation with people, connecting with our community. But on Reddit we are focusing towards more on being technical sides, telling more about the game, sharing our story, how we are building the game, and getting feedback from the people. That is most important part what we have learned. So
Hmm.
yeah, just give me a second, I will quickly share the link in the chat.
Okay.
So this was a
Go
update from my side.
go ahead, correct on Reddit immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but that's a good surprise. Even I did not. I know that you are working on that, but I did not know that it is live right away. Okay,
So
that's
yeah,
good to
I
know.
have almost, I am ready with content as well. Of course, I will need a verification from you and again Vivek, like what kind of edit. So I will be sharing it soon. From tomorrow, you can expect that the we will be live our content on our own subreddit, as well as some other
Hmm.
subreddit from where we can potentially get some audience, some base player as we plan.
Nice,
We are
nice,
at a
nice,
point
nice, nice.
that we have to speak out about ourselves. Otherwise, whatever we are building should not go to waste. Let's cross our fingers. We need good amount.
Let's
We have
go.
a very good concept. We have a good IP. What we are planning towards. So let's just put 100% to it and just speak more about ourselves. Let's not shy away from there. I think
Let's.
John did it.
I think this will be a game changer. The more we actually come into light and more we share out the journey with
Yeah.
others, so the better, the people better people will join our community, and we can eventually grow together in a much bigger fashion. So yeah, that's a great move. Congratulations on that, and
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
thank you so much.
The link is in
You
the
wanna share
chat.
the?
Yeah, the
Oh,
link is already in the chat. I will just hover the name. The okay, so the thing is, name is Island of Aquatica, not the world. The banner
oh,
is the world. I want to keep it specifically game focused. because attention should not
That's
go anywhere
yeah.
else.
You know the coincidence. Our Steam page is also Islands of Aquatica.
Oh, great.
So
Then,
you absolutely nailed it, right? So yeah, it's going to be its own title, right? So we'll also have its own web page. So right now, World website has this. So we eventually want to move that into the Islands of Aquatica page and also have a separate Astrokids page for all the holders so that they can access all the web related things, and a separate page for Islands of Aquatica and a page for World, which is an indie game studio and what we built. So we'll be more segregating this into multiple things. That's a great call. Cheers.
yep. So I will be dropping the
All
link
right.
as well in Discord as well, so everyone can join in over there. Our team of course will get the mod access.
Of course. Yeah.
And yeah, please be there, help us support, help us get big over on Reddit as well. Let's reach, let's use Web3 as a in a good way, not just sorry to say pump dot coin, but not just for meme coins, but for things that really can impact. Even
Actually,
Shroud
man.
had said this at this point, that blockchain is very useful in gaming, so
Yep.
let's try building towards that.
Cool. Perfect. That's actually a great step towards this, and yeah, Web3 gaming actually matters at most of the things. You will understand more when I talk about creator economy, how this can influence everything. So maybe we can dive into that. But first, let's get this game out, get the playtest going. Let's get this game in the hands of people, and from there we grow. So thank you for joining and coming out of your comfort zone and taking this up and talking in front of the community. I'm sure they all love it, and yeah, let's hopefully do one more, most probably around next month, and
Yep.
maybe when we have the playtest ready or something like that, or maybe like bi-weekly, we will figure it out in the team call. And thank you all for joining, and thank you all for listening. Thank you so much. Thanks, Alex, for sticking through even if you're not on the call. Would love to have you next time. Let's talk more about your journey as a community manager too.
Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's roll the song.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, we rise from the void. Builders of the vault, make some noise. This is power, this is truth, this is fire. We're the spark that'll light your empire. We're the grinders, the makers, the dream machine. Chasing visions through the Web3 stream. Break the mold, let the fire ignite. We're building in public, no fear, no fright. Amid the rugs and the fakes we shine. Gliding through space, coding in time. The vault is ours, yeah, we're claiming the game. Astric is rising, remember the name. It's the future we write, it's a world we design. The fold is calling and the stars will arise. The fold is ours, we're breaking the chains. Riding the storms, we're embracing the game. From the depths of Aquatica to galaxies wide, the Astro Kids conquer, the fold's on the rise. Yo, solo explorers building the base. From an island of dreams to the vastest space. Transforming the grind into indie gold. Bear the torch, we're breaking the old. This ain't just a game, it's a movement away. From the sea to the stars, it's the future we pave. A limited run, but the fire's alive. Exclusive mid-watch, the legends arrive. Builders of the bear, we're taking it there. From nothing to something, to the cosmos we tear. Through the void, through the dark, we declare. Yo, step up, step in, feel the beat drop. Indie revolution, and we won't stop. From collectors to coders, we're setting the bar. Rising like rockets, we're aiming for stars. The vault is ours. We're breaking the chains. Riding the storms, we're embracing the game. From the depths of Aquatica to galaxies wide, the Astrocast conquer, the vault's on the rise. Yeah, it's burning bright. Indies, take note, this is your fight. The Vold is calling and we're answering loud. Heads high, fists raised, we're making you proud. Yeah, we're carving the path, and it's burning bright. Indies, take note, this is your fight. The Vold is calling,